about it, those were the best days. On the phone with shorty while you ironing your clothes for the next day. Lunch money turned into pack money. Dudes I was cool with is starting to act funny. Honeys wanna hit, so they starting to strap for me. Imagine what it's gonna be when I get this rap money. Looking up to whoever was known for cooking up. You could be taken in and you could be tooken up. Stand firm like a man, never get shooken up. I swear you could make it, my nigga, just look at us. What goes around comes around again. Know the same rules apply from now to then.
Think about it. Those was the best days. On the phone with shorty while you ironing your clothes for the next day. Lunch money turned into pack money. Dudes I was cool with is starting to act funny. Looking up to whoever was known for cooking up. You could be taken in or you could be tooken up. From now to then. Speaking about then and now, shout out to everybody that scored them Neon 9.5s. Super shout out to Takeout. Y'all may be familiar with Takeout from Washington Heights in their Bronx location, but I'm talking about Fort Lee, the other side of the water, New Jersey. Takeout made sure I was able to get them Neon 9.5s without any problems. It felt like it once felt with a few other stores. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yo, now till then. Why does then always win? I mean, the Air Max 95 is proof of why then still wins. But you know, everybody claims the past was better. I'm one of those people that put one of those claims in as well. One thing about back then that I can definitely say is the struggle and the budget definitely turned us super creative and turned us into hustlers. And when I'm saying hustlers, that doesn't mean they was outside operating on the opposite side of the law. You know how many girls was braiding hair, babysitting, working at the photo shops, or how many guys was cutting grass, shoveling snow, sweeping at the barbershop just to do what they had to do to get what they had to get. Yo, I was having a conversation yesterday with Joel. Shout out to Joel. This is Joel and his brother right here in 99 with his son. His brother and his son got on the Neon 9.5s, and you see he got on the crystal blue joints. Whatever y'all call that blue color, he got those on. So me and Joel is from the same era, and we was just having a conversation about, he was speaking about when he got his first bonus check and he went out and got his Avirex. And I was like, yo, bro, it didn't matter if we had $607 back then and it was some shit that cost $600. We was going to spend that $600 and figure it out after that. But that's things you do when you a teenager. I mean, some people are still reckless like that as an adult. But yeah, we didn't have a problem spending that money back then. Wasn't no Klarna. Wasn't no Afterpay. I mean, you had layaway, which was a form of that. But yeah, wasn't no thrift shop. Wasn't no secondhand. Like B. Dot said on that last the podcast he was just on. Wasn't no Jason Mark. You was making your own concoctions to keep things clean. Or better yet, you was wearing that shit. You was taking it off. You was keeping it clean. You was putting it to the side. The pros about right now, it's so easy to become self-made. Well, becoming self-made is easy. Being self-paid is definitely the obstacle. You got to put a lot of work in. But if you put your good foot forward, I mean, you afforded the luxuries that we weren't afforded during those times. I mean, just look at now. You could either do Uber Eats, you could do Uber, you could do DoorDash, you could do so many different things from the palm of your hand with the car to get money. I mean, if we talking about Uber before Uber, I mean, we got to talk about the OJ. Y'all heard Nas say it on the song Car something. I forgot the exact name of the song, but those of y'all that's from the New York City area, you knew you could put a cab on hold. Yo, let me get car 13. Let me get car 33, whatever. The OJ was a base 155th in St. Nick, right by the gas station, right next to Branson's weed spot. That was the Uber before Uber. I'm not talking none of that New York yellow cab with the sign on top. I'm talking about actual individuals that own their cars and they would pick you up, take you to destinations. Yo, I got knocked in the OJ in 98. Yeah, this is when the caddy truck first came out. It was 98 or early 99. We was up on Dykeman. We went to get 2 ounces of weed, jump back in the cab. We start going back down the block. Postal Academy wanted him. They boxed us in at the light. Yo, when I got inside that paddy wagon, everybody that went in the spot before me and left before me was in that paddy wagon. I mean, that was my first time getting in trouble in the city. I got an ACD. I heard Jadakiss on Go Ahead. All I got is misdemeanors and some ACDs. So the ACD was just basically like, yo, stay out of trouble for 6 months and this go away. That's another story for another time for the dark side. But yo, let me tell you how creative we were, how observant some of us was, and we was taking tips and pointers from some of the older guys that we seen in our neighborhood that pretty much taught us certain things, right? Boom. Now let's just say you get money. You got the new Avi or the Pele on. Let's say you got the 9.5s or the Gores on. Like you just got all new shit on this day. You go to school, your confidence is higher than the light bill. You push up on one of the baddest joints in school or one of the ones you thought was one of the flyest, right? So you bag shorty, you tell shorty you want to take her out. You put the car on hold for 2-3 hours. That's when I mean you put the car on hold. You pay the car to be wherever you're at for 3 hours. So now you 16, you pulling up in the new caddy truck, a Benz, whatever, Expedition, anything that's rocking during those times, right? They had limos too. That's a whole nother story for operating on the opposite side of the law. But you pull up in the caddy truck, right? You tell her to come outside. She come out. She jump in the back. Now she looking like, yo, what's going on? This might have been her first time. Now she's fast. She done been in a OJ before and know what it's hitting for. But I'm just speaking on like one of them ones that's really kind of like new to the game, a freshman to the level of playing that you playing at. So now she get in. You know what I mean? You tell them, yo, take us to the movie theater, wherever you going, right? Jump out, cars on hold. 9 times out of 10, well, in Jersey, the movie theater was attached to the mall. So it's like you getting money, you got a pocket full, you got the new shit on. You trying to like really make a different type of statement. So it's like, all right, let's go through the mall. Come on, shorty wears a size 5. $65. You get her the newest kicks out of there. Or maybe 100 tops. You take her by her kicks. Y'all watch the movie. The car is still on hold outside. Y'all get in. Yo, take me here real quick. You might go get some weed. That's enough. They let you smoke in the car. All of that. Boom. The night is ending. You drop her off. Or maybe the night's not ending and other things happen. And then you drop her off. Best believe she's going to give you the illest review ever when she jump on that phone with her friends because you was carrying yourself a different way. So that's some of the things we was into then. See, that's the type of things that you're not going to hear from individuals unless they really live that. That's not no shit that you can Google or just have the information to unless you was like really a part of what was going on during that time. I can remember vividly being uptown, going next door to Texas Star right there on St. Nick. And the Dream Team was there. The Dream Team was a music store by DJ Hot Day and them out of Queens. Going in there, buying We Are the Streets, the Lox album, and I got on the first retro Fire Red 5s. Yo, it's a couple pictures that I got from the first day those Fire Red 5s came out, and I smacked them on. There's a bunch of us in my backyard. We got North Faces on, but the way the picture was taken, it's not full body picture, so you don't see all the sneakers. There was a full body picture of all of us where you could see the sneakers, but I don't know who got that picture or if the picture got lost, where it's at. Yo, I know y'all also look at pictures and be like, yo, you can't see it, but I know what my full outfit on is in that picture. We ain't know it was going to be an Instagram, or we was going to want to spin back and look at the full body picture to see the full fit that we was having on, or whoever was holding the camera at the time took the picture the way they took it. All of that is muscle memory, living off experience. And in today's time, it's not too many people living off experience in real time. Yo, so I was sent a reel, and in this reel, this guy had the nerve to say that Tupac might have been the best dressed rapper ever, and went on to say how many people he think Pac's style influence, right? So, immediately I jumped under it and was like, yo, saying Tupac is the best dressed rapper of all times is beyond a reach. No disrespect to Pac in any form of fashion. Pac definitely had some key pieces. He definitely had fly moments. I mean, y'all heard me say in vlogs that I did in the past that, yo, we have to have a conversation about all the kicks that Pac had and all the snapbacks and fitteds that Pac had. But what we not going to do is sit here and say he's the best dressed rapper ever. So when I left my comment, somebody jumped under my comment and said, yo, it's really not a reach. He bought high-end fashion to hip hop. Huh? So we just going to forget about the early 80s when people was running around with real Gucci sweatsuits, not just the Dapper Dan stuff, the Fendi sweatsuits, the 1984 Gucci sneakers, and we not gonna forget that Haitian Jack and them from Brooklyn put Pac on to the Versace. And there's countless pictures of Mike Tyson and Versace things, but they said hip hop. Yo, living off experience is definitely extremely important. It's really not till now that I sit back and think about so many things that I was able to bear witness to that became a big part of history, that's part of the things that gets posted on the internet, or just things that you would just think back like, wow, that person is gone now. Like, for instance, this is the 30th year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt came out springtime 96. August of 1996, I'm in the Apollo with a few guys from my hood that I was running around with, older guys, and it was Hove's show for Reasonable Doubt. So I got to see Coming of Age. I got to see a G, I Ride With You for Free. He give Bleak the $1,000 and he throw the $1,000 into the crowd. I got to see Hove bring Big out. I got to see them diss Tupac on stage. Hove said, F with the bull, you get the horns. It was a freestyle. Suge Page a Bear. Like, they went into a little thing that no mixtape has. If you was there, you know. A couple people spoke about it when those pictures started surfacing on the internet and stuff like that. But this is all living off experience. And the experience that we was able to get during them times is the reason why I think then always wins. I mean, come on now. Think about monumental albums from 1993 to 1999. I mean, influential, impactful, legendary, that turned into a legacy. In order for something, in my opinion, for it to have a legacy, like to be beyond having a moment or a run, because a run is something that can eventually die down. When something becomes iconic and it becomes legendary, that's because it had a run that's just undescribable and still pretty much relevant 15 years later. So if we talk about the Neon 95, 31-year run, legendary. People was losing their mind last year when they dropped the 10,000 pair. They dropped today. I mean, all you see online is people that picked up them Neon 95s. Speaking of the Neon 95, yo, shout out to everybody that made sure they whole family got a pair. I got added in a bunch of pictures where it was like father and daughter. People got them, their girlfriend, and their kid up here. Like, I think that's extremely fire. When we talk about things like that 9-5, an iconic run is definitely an understatement. I mean, it did have a iconic run, but the impact definitely just made it legendary. So when we talking about iconic runs, yeah, you can go viral. Whatever you got could sell out, but it could be hot for a short window of time. Now, when we talking about a legendary run details influencing the future, changes the design language, which we could say something like that would be like, yeah, the 9-5, the Concord 11, the Air Max Sensation. The reason why I'm gonna throw the Air Max Sensation, how ironic is that? I just named 3 sneakers from 95, right? So when we talking the Air Max 95 and we talking the Air Max Sensation, those are the two of the first sneakers that had the air bubble in the heel and in the front, 2 separate air bubbles. The Air Max 95 definitely brought that to the table, and so did the Air Max Sensation. So that's why I'm going to just, Air Max Sensation, we could just say that had an iconic run. We're not going to say it was legendary because I don't know how people feel about it in this day and age. But when I did post Total a few days ago wearing that white and blue pair, people was definitely like, nah, it's time. But they wanted with that Chris Webber logo on the back. That logo is extremely crazy, super fire. However, the way things work and from things that I know, we won't see that sneaker with that logo. If we see that sneaker with that logo, that means they will have to pay Chris Webber. And yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But anyway, back to legendary runs. The 9-5 and the Concord. The reason why I'm choosing the Concord, because the Concord is a sneaker that changed the design language. At the time, we was not used to seeing patent leather around a sneaker like that. And then, you know, when we go 2 years after that, we could go into the Foamposite, another sneaker that changed the design language. And those was all sneakers that was relevant 15 years later. I mean, when it comes to the Foamposite, even though that's something I don't really indulge with right now, you can't deny what it did in 97 and then early 2000s and then even in 2011. The Foamposite definitely had 3 different runs pretty much. You went from the regular Foamposite, then it went into the Foam Pros, that's the pair with the swoosh, and then when they started making new colors and resell went into play all crazy, like that red pair. I remember calling home from, I think I had just got to the halfway house and the red pair dropped, and I'm talking to my peoples outside and he telling me that people was paying $500 to get them sneakers. And I'm like, what? But the resale thing has started. It got extremely crazy fast. So the Foamposite is definitely one of them sneakers that you can put in that category. But man, I miss that relationship era where it was eye contact before the apps. And when I'm talking about relationship, it was so easy to have multiple relationships with multiple stores where, you know, you knew to take care of whoever was going to look out for you, whether they was going to let you get the sneakers early or they was going to keep them to the side for you when the sneaker release. All of the conversations before the raffles, And for sure, all of the presents before the screenshots and the posting. Yeah, you couldn't fake that presence. Like nowadays, you see, and it's been going on for a while, even before like the rep thing got, man, I'm not even calling it the rep, the bootlegs. Before the bootleg got to where it got to, you would have people going to buy something, take a picture in it, and take it back. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely people that was wearing things to the party with the tag tucked and bringing it back. God forbid that tag popped out at a party. Ooh, you couldn't live that down. So it's so many restraints now where you're in you're in the seclusion of your home to where people could take the pictures and certain things and then go, all right, I got the picture, I got the likes, I'm taking this back. Now you see that thing in real time outside. So if somebody, first of all, you're gonna see somebody outside in school, at the club, whatever, with that Avarex on, with them Air Max 95s on, with whatever, before you even see a picture of it. This is why I'm bringing that energy back. 321 at Air Max Day, home game, New York, 153 Essex Street. Yo, for y'all that's been following for a while, whether it's been the YouTube or you've been on my Instagram when it first started, I had this thing that I was doing called Sunday Sneaker Sermon. That's where we would show what we was wearing. And then people would at me, I would repost what they was wearing, and it just turned into its own thing to where at one point people was just atting me before I even showed what I wore first. So every Sunday leading up to the Air Max meetup, I'm gonna give y'all an additional piece, some detail to what's going on, whether it be who's going to be there, what activities is going on, what's being given away, all of that. Every Sunday, y'all will get an exclusive piece to what's going on. I mean, well, after the dark side, aka the smart side, where